Hey guys, it's Jen checking back in. I just wanted to, I'm still obviously pre-op. I've got 2 appointments on the 14th of this month and 3 on the 19th, which coincidentally is the day of my sister's surgery. So I'm moving right along, which is kind of what I wanted to come and talk to you guys about today. A few times in the last week or so, I've come across people on obesity help, and a couple other people have asked questions from me about how to move through this process a little bit. And I'll speak to Ontario residents because I'm not sure how it works outside of Ontario. You can expect the process to take anywhere from 6 months to a year. That depends wholeheartedly on you. If it's taking more than that, then there's something wrong, if you ask my personal opinion. So I'll tell you what happened with mine, and then I'll give whatever tips that I can for you guys to use if you're having trouble with the process. So it started off, I went to see my nurse practitioner that works in my doctor's office on November 29th. She filled out the paperwork for the bariatric registry while I was in her office. I helped her fill it out, and she faxed it in front of me. I then started following up with the bariatric registry. I waited probably about 5 or 6 days to see, and then I sent an email, if they could let me know if they'd seen my paperwork come through, blah, blah, blah. I had some email and telephone correspondence back and forth with the registry for a few days. After 10 days, when they hadn't received my paperwork, I contacted my doctor's office, specifically the nurse practitioner that I had seen, and I asked her to refax my paperwork again. Because, guys, I did not want to fall through the cracks. I didn't want the administration or possible administrative errors to impede on my journey at all. So my paperwork was refaxed. Within 2 or 3 days of it being refaxed, I got an email from the bariatric registry saying that they had received my paperwork and they had forwarded it to Toronto Western Hospital, and I should get some correspondence in the mail from Toronto Western Hospital. Excuse me. I don't trust the mail system, which is pretty funny, seeing as I come from post office people. My mother worked for the post office, and so did my father. So, but I oftentimes hear we don't get the mail properly, what have you, and I was going to follow up anyway. So after a few days, I started following up with Toronto Western Hospital to see if they had any available dates for orientation. I left, so my phone's going nuts here. I left messages on the answering machine. I only got someone live a few times. The last time that I got somebody live, she was able to give me the date of my orientation, which was something ridiculous, like 2 or 3 months away from the day that I was calling. And she was able to move that date up for me. When I received the paperwork in the mail from Toronto Western Hospital, I had already had my orientation, and I already had a list of other appointment dates. The mail came about a month after I had my orientation, and the date on the paperwork for orientation was a month after I had received the paperwork in the mail. Like I said, I had already had my orientation at that point, so I just disregarded that paperwork. When I went for my first appointment, which was a social work appointment, it was in December, I can't remember what day, December or something. I asked the guy who was working at the front desk if he had my next appointment available to give to me, and whether or not any of those could be moved up. He was able to move up one for me. And then, really what it comes down to, guys, is, and I've said this and I'll quote it one more time, the squeaky wheel gets the oil. or the grease, or however you want to put it. I just keep calling. I want to make sure that I get through this process in as timely a fashion as possible, keeping in mind I don't have any comorbidities, I don't have an abuse history, I don't have, I'm not an emotional eater, that sort of thing. So I don't need to go for a bunch of other tests, i.e. sleep apnea, that sort of thing. If you haven't had a recent sleep study done, go and get it done. That will at least give you an answer, and you can take appropriate steps before having to wait for the bariatric center to put you through all those tests. Your family doctor is able to get that going for you, as well as other tests. If you need an upper GI done or anything like that, then, you know, go see your family doctor, get those tests underway. That way you can bring the results to your nurse practitioner appointment or what have you, and avoid some of the delays. Luckily for me, I don't have any of those issues, so my appointments are just pretty straightforward. I have 2 appointments on February 14th, 3 on February 19th, which coincides with my sister's surgery date, is also on the 19th. And then I have 1 in April that I'm going to see if I can move forward a little bit. And then from there, hopefully I'll have surgery sooner than later. One other thing that I want to touch on is the social worker at the bariatric center. The social worker at the bariatric center is there to make sure that you're a good candidate for bariatric surgery. They need to make sure that you are not going to jump off a bridge if you can't have a Kit Kat bar. That you're able to make the changes in your life that you need to make in order for this surgery to be successful. Otherwise, there's no point. So, if you have an abuse history, or you have mommy issues, or you know, you have something that you need to talk about with someone, the social worker at the bariatric clinic is not really the person to talk to about that. You might want to mention it. They're going to ask you questions about it, so by all means be honest. You should be. But if you're looking for them to solve your issues, it's probably not the place. So I would seek out therapy outside of the bariatric center for that sort of stuff. Other than that, guys, I will put some email addresses, or not email addresses, but websites, etc. If you need to take down there, if you need to take information to your doctor or what have you. Also, guys, when you're going to your family doctor or nurse practitioner, it's important to be sure that they understand that you're not asking them to make a decision for you, but that you're asking them to refer you to a team of professionals that will decide whether or not you're a good candidate for the procedure. A lot of family doctors have a hard time with the idea of committing someone to this type of what they consider drastic approach. It's not up to them to make the decision. It's up to you to make the decision. It's up to your team of bariatric professionals to make that decision. And all you're asking for your doctor is a referral to the team that's going to make a decision about whether or not you're a good candidate. So be sure to make that clear with your doctor. If you have a doctor like mine, who is not an advocate for bariatric surgery. My family doctor is the OptiFast doctor of the GTA. He is very much into medically supervised diets, and I was able to get around that. I knew he would not refer me, so I went to his nurse practitioner instead. Because I know for me that he could put me on OptiFast for 6 months. I'll lose a lot of weight, and then when we start adding things back in, then I'll start having problems. So anyway, I knew that wasn't the road for me. So anyway, guys, that's it. I'm going to let you go. I think it's already been almost 10 minutes again. So I hope that this helps some of you. And good luck to everyone. Talk to y'all later. Bye.